Deep in a kingdom filled with emerald valleys, King Leander was known for his magnificent gardens. He loved every blossom and leaf, but he was growing old. He had no children to inherit his throne, and he needed a successor who was not only a great gardener, but also a person of great character. One spring morning, he decided on a special test to find the next ruler. The king sent a proclamation to every corner of the land. All the children were invited to the palace. Among them was a young boy named Soren, who had a natural gift for making things grow. Soren stood in the long line, his heart beating with excitement. When it was his turn, King Leander handed him a single small black seed. "Plant this," the king said. "In 1 year, bring your pot back, and I will judge who shall be my heir." Soren ran home and found his favorite clay pot. He filled it with the richest, darkest soil from his garden and carefully tucked the seed inside. He placed the pot on a sunny windowsill and gave it a gentle drink of water. "I will grow the most beautiful flower the king has ever seen," Soren whispered to the soil. Weeks passed, then months. Soren watched his pot every single day. He moved it when the sun was too hot and brought it inside when the nights were chilly. He talked to the seed and sang it songs of rain and sunshine. But despite all his love and care, the dark soil remained flat and still. No green sprout appeared to say hello. Spring returned to the kingdom. Everywhere Soren looked, other children were boasting about their success. A boy named Heir lived next door, and his pot held a tall, vibrant blue lily. "Look at mine, Soren." Heir laughed. "What is wrong with yours? Are you not a good gardener after all?" Soren felt a pang of sadness, but he didn't give up. He kept watering his empty pot. The year was finally up. It was time to return to the palace. Soren looked at his pot of dirt and sighed. "I cannot go," he told his father. "I have failed." But his father shook his head. "You did your best, Soren, and you must be honest with the king. An empty pot is better than a hidden truth." Taking a deep breath, Soren carried his heavy, silent pot toward the palace. The palace courtyard was a sea of color. Hundreds of children stood in rows, holding pots overflowing with roses, orchids, and jasmine. The air smelled like 1,000 perfumes. Soren felt very small as he stood at the very end of the line with his pot of plain brown dirt. Some children whispered and pointed, while others simply giggled. King Leander walked slowly down the rows. He looked at the magnificent blooms, but his face remained somber. He stopped in front of Heir, who held the giant blue lily. "A very large flower," the king remarked, but he did not smile. Heir beamed, thinking he had surely won. The king continued walking, his eyes searching for something he hadn't yet found. Finally, the king reached the very end of the line. He looked down at Soren and the empty pot. Soren's eyes filled with tears. "I am sorry, Your Majesty," Soren whispered. "I planted the seed. I watered it every day. I gave it the best soil, but nothing grew." The king knelt down, so he was eye level with the boy. A small smile began to grow on the old man's face. The king stood and addressed the crowd. "I gave you all seeds that had been cooked," he announced. "A cooked seed can never grow. All of you brought me flowers from other seeds, but only Soren had the courage to bring me the truth." He placed his hand on Soren's shoulder. "Honesty is the most precious thing a ruler can grow. Soren shall be the next king."